On this episode, we talk about how mobility affects your setup and positioning. So this one in particular refers to the deadlift, but it can also be applied to the other movements as well, any other movement. But the way how mobile you are, especially in the hips and things like that, or any other joint for that matter, is going to always have an effect on how you end up setting up for that movement. So it may be ideal for you to, for example, have the hips a little bit lower in the deadlift and set up like that, rather than higher up. But if your hip mobility is not good enough, then by you forcing yourself to get into what would be considered an optimal position, what will probably happen in a case like that is a person's lower back may round out. So, assuming I'm deadlifting here, if I didn't have the hip mobility necessary and force my hips down further, what you might notice is like a butt wink happening. So that person might get into a position like this for that deadlift. Although that it may be right for them to get their hips down lower for the deadlift, because of the way they're built or what they've been told or coached how to do, it may not necessarily be the right thing for them at that point. So sort of like an individual to individual case needs to be identified to see if there's a hip mobility issue there, then for the time being, that person needs to set up their deadlift with the hips a little bit higher. Maybe even just not do deadlifts in general and just do, like, say, Romanian deadlifts until the hip mobility is sorted, is addressed, and then they can sort of go back to what they were doing. So you need to have a look at what's going on and how the athlete's sort of moving based on, not always just how they're built and then setting something up there. So just in conclusion, to wrap it up, just have a look at maybe even videos of yourself if you don't have a coach, or get somebody to have a look at what you're doing to make sure that the technique that you want to adopt is the correct one for your build and for your mobility requirements.
Everyone's sort of heading into season now, or have already started their season, so you should be doing